Hello everyone, welcome to the new video of Bachelor and Master English. As usual, I have come up with a new lesson of discussion for you. Today's lesson is from Francis Bacon's Of Studies. This is a very important essay that is prescribed in our major English course for grade 11 now. This is the latest course, and this essay is prescribed in different university courses as well. So before I begin my discussion, I would like to request you, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel, and if you think this channel is worthy for visiting and for studying purpose, so you can share, like and comment on this video. So this is Of Studies by Francis Bacon, English Renaissance essayist. The father of English essay is called. Okay, let's see. Introduction for this essay. This essay was first published in 1597 under the title Of Studies. This is a classic essay of Francis Bacon, where the writer explains how and why study of knowledge is important. Of Studies is regarded as Bacon's masterpiece. It is enriched with stylized Latin vocabulary, fresh and new ideas, logical and relevant themes, and wisdom of the world. For these reasons, the essay is still popular among individuals of all ages. Adopting a didactic approach, the essay informs the readers about the benefits and uses of studies in one's life. It's focusing on how people study and why is it necessary for study. We know studies serve for delight, for ornament, and for ability. Their chief use for delight is in privateness, and retiring for ornament is in discourse, and for ability is in the judgment and disposition of business. Okay, let us go with the summary of this essay. So Bacon's Of Studies serves reading of books as a means in finding man's purpose in life. It emphasizes the importance of knowledge, open-mindedness, and theory empowering skill. Without books, there would not be any needed improvement for man, hence no other means of satisfying his curiosity. A man's purpose in life is not limited to appreciating on what he has, for in some perspective, man has insatiable desires and needs. Hence, being alive means wanting to know more. The main point of all is that it is there will always be new discoveries, always a reason to obliterate existing knowledge with a new one. So this is all about the summary. Let me discuss this essay in Nepali also. पढाइका सम्बन्धमा बेकनको एक जुन यो निबन्ध छ, यो 1597 सालमा प्रकाशित भएको उनको चाहिँ 10 वटा निबन्ध मध्येको एउटा चाहिँ चर्चित निबन्ध हो, पहिलो निबन्ध हो। यो शीर्षकमा बेकनले एउटा महत्त्वपूर्ण निबन्धको रूपमा उनलाई चाहिँ यसलाई लिएका छन् र यसको उनको एउटा चाहिँ एउटा उत्कृष्ट कृतिको रूपमा उनलाई लिएको छ यसलाई। यस निबन्धमा बेकनले शिक्षा, ज्ञान र सन्तुलनका विषय वस्तुमा केन्द्रित भई आफ्ना विचारहरू एकदम सटीक तरिकाले राखेका छन्। पढाइले आनन्द ल्याउने र त्यसले हाम्रो सोचाइलाई वृद्धि गर्ने, बोली र लेखाइ क्षमतामा वृद्धि गर्ने र हाम्रो व्यक्तित्वमा आकर्षण भरिदिने काम गर्छ। बेकनका अनुसार पढाइका 3 वटा फाइदा छन्। यस निबन्धमा बेकनले के भनेका छन् भने पाठकलाई सटीक र व्यवहारिक हुन आग्रह गरेका छन्। बेकनका अनुसार दिमागले प्रत्येक कमजोरीलाई उपयुक्त पढाइको रोजाइ ले निको बनाउँछ। यस कारणले पनि पढाइमा दत्तचित्त हुनुपर्ने उनको धारणा छ। उनका अनुसार पढाइका 3 वटा फाइदा हुन्। एउटा आनन्द अथवा खुसी प्राप्ति, दोस्रो समाजमा एउटा चाहिँ उत्कृष्ट एउटा चाहिँ सम्मानित व्यक्तिको रूपमा बाँच्ने, जिउने, र तेस्रो चाहिँ व्यक्तिगत धन्दामा चाहिँ हाम्रो व्यक्तिगत व्यवसाय अथवा धन्दामा चाहिँ क्षमताको वृद्धि गर्ने। यो तीनटा कुरा चाहिँ यहाँ उनले देखेका छन्। अब पढाइका बेफाइदा पनि छन्। बेकनका अनुसार धेरै पढ्नाले अल्छीपना बढ्छ। कसैले पढेको कुरा अरूसँग गर्न थाल्यो भने उसले चाहिँ आफ्नो पढेको भनेर घमण्ड प्रदर्शन पनि गर्छ, त्यो राम्रो होइन। अर्को छ, आफ्नो अध्ययनले मात्र केही मान्छे विद्वान बन्छ, न कि व्यवहारिक मान्छे। विद्वान त पढेर बन्छ, तर त्यो मान्छे विद्वान बन्ने भन्दैमा त्यो व्यवहारिक हुन्छ भन्ने छैन। तर चाहिँ पढेर मान्छे विद्वानका साथसाथै एउटा व्यवहारिक पनि बन्नुपर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा यो चाहिँ बेकनको धारणा छ। त्यस्तै उनले के भनेका छन् भने पढाइका सूत्रहरू छन् उनका अनुसार। पढाइका सूत्रमा पढ्नुभन्दा पहिले तौलने काम गर, त्यसपछि एउटा भयो। अब अर्को के छ भने अरूका तर्कहरूको चाहिँ खण्डन गरेर आफ्नो तर्कमा चाहिँ अडिग रहौ। तेस्रो कुरा, पुस्तक कस्ता पढ्ने हो र कसरी पढ्ने, कुन पुस्तकलाई चाहिँ सबै पढ्ने, कुनलाई चाहिँ केही अंशहरू मात्र पढ्ने, कुनलाई चाहिँ सारांश अथवा यस्तोको लागि पढ्ने। पुस्तकको चाहिँ एउटा प्रकार छुट्याएर त्यसको चाहिँ पुस्तकको जुन एउटा विशेषतासहित पुस्तकमा भएको विषयवस्तुको आधारमा त्यो पुस्तकको राम्रो गर्ने हो कि सतही रूपमा अध्ययन गर्ने हो, अथवा सारांशको लागि अध्ययन गर्ने हो कि एकदम चाहिँ डिटेल अब विस्तृत रूपमा अध्ययन गर्ने हो, त्यो सम्बन्धी चाहिँ भनेका छन्। अनि अब त्यस्तो छ पढाइका रूपहरू के छन् त। फेरि पढाइको रूपमा उनले के भनेको छ भने एउटा कुरो पढाइ नै छ, अर्को छलफल छ, त्यसपछि लेखाइ छ। अब ती फेरि विभिन्न चाहिँ यो कुराहरू भइसकेपछि उनले के पनि भनेका छन् भने विभिन्न विधा, पढाइका विभिन्न विधाहरू हुन्छन्। ती विधाहरूको आफ्नो आफ्नो चाहिँ कुरा हुन्छ। इतिहास हुनसक्छ, कविता हुनसक्छ, अनि अब गणित हुनसक्छ, अनि त्यसपछि प्राकृतिक दर्शनको कुरा हुनसक्छ, नैतिक दर्शनको कुरा हुनसक्छ, तर्कशास्त्र र अलङ्कार शास्त्रको कुरा हुनसक्छ। जुनसुकै शास्त्र भए पनि यिनीहरूको आफ्नो आफ्नो शास्त्रले आफ्नो आफ्नो तरिकाको ज्ञानको चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ भण्डार वृद्धि गर्ने हुन्छ। एउटा क्षेत्रको ज्ञानले अर्को क्षेत्रको ज्ञानमा निपुण बनिँदैन भन्ने कुरा उनले भनेका छन्। तर के पनि भनेका छन् भने यी विभिन्न शास्त्रहरू सबै भए भने पनि चाहिँ कानुन चाहिँ पढ्नुपर्छ, मान्छेले कानुनको चाहिँ ज्ञान राखेको हुनुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा उनको निष्कर्ष छ। साथसाथै उनले के पनि भनेका छन् भने अब यो दिमागको प्रत्येक बेडङ्गी जुन छ नि, बेडङ्गीको उपचार चाहिँ त्यो प्रत्येक त्योसँग सम्बन्धित पुस्तक पढेर नै हुनसक्छ भनेर चाहिँ यो चाहिँ बेकनले आफ्नो निबन्ध अफ स्टडिज अथवा पढाइको सम्बन्धमा भन्ने निबन्धमा भनेका छन्। लेट्स गो विथ द थीम अफ द एसे। Theme. What's the theme here? In Of Studies, Bacon has the theme of education, knowledge and balance. He centers round his essay within these three themes: education, knowledge and balance. Study brings us joy and enhances our thinking, speaking and writing ability, and adds charm to our personality. The reader realizes from the beginning of the essay that Bacon believes that studying has three benefits. Of Studies is a classic essay of Francis Bacon, where the writer explains how and why study or knowledge is important. Through this essay, Bacon advises the reader to be subtle and practical by making systematic classifications of studies and considers different modes to be employed with different kinds of book. Bacon says that every defect of the mind may be cured by a proper choice of reading. The use of studies. Why of studies? We study for three purposes. Number one, delight, for personal enjoyment, in seclusion when we are alone, or retirement or privacy. So that gives us delight. Number two, ornament in society, that puts our prestige in our society, that the cultivation of social charm through the cultivation of power of exposition in speech and writing. So we can show our power of exposing through speech and writing in our society, and the society gives us value, and we can have the better position here in the society. That's the second use of studies. And the third one is ability in practical business. So for the cultivator, for us, the reader, of the power of judging and arranging of things and marshalling of facts and figures having regard to particular circumstances. So in particular circumstances, what sort of knowledge is needed, and it makes us pragmatic. This application of our knowledge in our day-to-day life can be through this. Okay, so these are the uses of study. Now let's see the abuse or disadvantages of study. Everything has two sides, even the coin has two sides, and we have to look at both sides to analyze and discuss anything here. So of studies, there are advantages of studies or use of studies. At the same time, there are disadvantages or abuse of studies. So how we are using and how we are misusing, or what advantages are we getting and what disadvantages are we facing. So here are some disadvantages of studies according to them. The first one is when we study too much, it leads to laziness. And the second one is, if one uses one's knowledge too often in conversation with others, then one is showing up. So this showing up is not good. And when one scholar, so-called scholar, so who is a bookworm scholar, let's say bookworm scholar, and goes there and says this, I have read this and that among the people who have just expected him or her to present in simple way, but he is showing off. So these people don't like. This is dark part of studies, that is called disadvantage. And number 3, to be guided solely by one's studies, one becomes a scholar rather than a practical man. So reading doesn't make a person pragmatic. Reading makes a scholar, a bookworm scholar, not practical man who can face different problems in the society and who can tackle different things in the society. Only reading doesn't help the person to face and to tackle different problems of society. So we can see Bacon's argument about the value of studies is that moderation is the key to using studies appropriately. Studies are wonderful only if influenced by experience, because a person's natural abilities are enhanced by studies, but studies without experience lead to confusion in dealing with the outside world. So that's the important part. And next part of analysis, rules of study. What are the rules for study? So what should we do? What steps should we follow? So here are 4 rules for studies. And number 1 is, weigh before you read. What content, what text, or what material are you going to read? So you have to weigh, and what is the value, this academic or other values. So you have to weigh before you read. And studying bad books is like intaking poison. So be careful with this saying. So number 2, refuse the argument of others and stick to your considered opinion. What is your opinion? You are stick to. You be determined rather than keeping an open mind. So you have to be strict. You have to be determined with your opinion. Don't be flexible, and whatever others say, and don't be yes man or yes person. So he means to say that. Number 3, there are some books which are to be read in parts. Some should be read entirely, some should be read curiously or read through, swallowed, but there are others which should be read carefully and inwardly digested. So what are the books and how we should read? So these are the rules for study. And number 4, there are also some books which should be thought in the form of précis or abstract or summary by deputy, and extracts made of them by others. So there are some books which your assistant will help you to make the note, and with that note you can get prepared. Sometimes there are some books, but for these books you do not go in depth. So these are another type of books according to Bacon. So these modes of studies, reading, conference and writing, these are the 3 modes of studies. Number 1, reading. our object should be to acquire knowledge. When we read, our object should be targeted to increase our knowledge, acquire knowledge and increase our knowledge. Conference here in conversation, our aim should be to acquire readiness in making a response or reply. So when we are not able to make response or reply according to the situation, it doesn't have any value. So another mode of study is writing. The object should be to obtain accuracy. So we should be accurate in our studies. Further, Bacon argues if a man doesn't write very much, he has to have a good memory to compensate for what he doesn't write. So writing makes a man perfect here. So according to, if he doesn't exercise the art of conversation, he needs to have a quick wit, quick knowledge and quick responsive knowledge. And if he doesn't read very much, he has to be able to fake it to pretend that he knows more than he does. So these are the modes of study. And here are the value of studying different subjects, and as students or as a reader, we study different subjects, and each study or each branch of knowledge has its own dimension, own area where we can explore our knowledge, we can go in depth of our knowledge. The first subject or first discipline here is history. So history, why we study history? History is to foster wisdom. And why we study poetry? Poetry is to foster wit. Why we study mathematics? Mathematics is to acquire subtlety. Why we study natural philosophy? Natural philosophy to foster depth. Why moral philosophy? Is to foster gravity. Why logic and rhetoric? They are to foster power of debate and argument. So these six genres, six discipline of studies here mentioned here, and every disorder of the mind has a cure. So these books help us to cure the disordered mind. And for this, Bacon advises the study of law. Study of law is supreme advice from the part of Francis Bacon. Every defect in thinking can be cured by another form of study. So he is confirm regarding this. And let's come to the conclusion of today's discussion here. And here the first conclusion we can have here is Bacon's essay of studies deals with the benefits of studies for the individuals in their daily lives. From reading books to writing papers, study plays a vital role in a man's life, making him learned, witty and experienced. Studies by Bacon is enriched with intellectual wisdom, pragmatic approach and practical knowledge. Therefore, it is considered to be the most beneficial essay for the students and young individuals. And the third conclusion here from Bacon is, although the essay is devoid of any emotions and colorful expressions, it is nevertheless a wonderful effort of teaching the readers about the importance of studying. So it's for teaching the students the importance of studying. And what's Bacon's views in the essay? What he tries to explore through this essay, what he tries to say through this essay. So let's see what is his views. And in Of Studies, Francis Bacon argues that studies are useful for delight, ornament and ability. The three things, their use. Studies are useful for delight, ornament and ability. In Bacon's view, studies help enrich life for both enjoyment and practical purposes. However, Bacon also believes that moderation is necessary for studies to be most useful. It is full of wisdom, teachings, and advisory. It is a lack of emotional expression, but full of advice for the balance and force. One shouldn't study so much that it distracts them from actually applying their studies and living. Study brings us joy and enhances our thinking, speaking, and writing ability, and adds charm to our personality. Thus, every deficiency of mind can be addressed by appropriate reading. So, this is all the discussion of today's topic of Studies essay by Francis Bacon. So, how did you get it? I am sure you got the points. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. If you have any queries, please put your ideas in my comment box. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. I will be back with another lesson from your course. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice day.